So nowadays everyone out here on YouTube is providing you with the strategy, as they call it themselves. And don't get me wrong, there are a lot of good profitable strategies out there. But having a good strategy is only like 10% of being a successful trader. Strategies can be learned relatively quick, but why does 95% of the traders still lose money in the markets? Well, unfortunately, there are a lot of reasons for this, and 9 out of 10 times they have nothing to do with the strategy itself. They are related to the trader's emotions, to their impulses, and yeah, the list goes on and on. Learning a strategy is a good first step to start with, but trading doesn't end there. And what most educators are hiding from you is that you need to get to know yourself inside out. And I'm going to help you with that. I'm not here to teach you one more strategy you can add to your list of tried strategies. I'm here to help you with the other 90% of trading success, which all comes down to trading psychology. So when I look back about 2 to 3 or maybe even 5 years into my own trading career, I was just strategy hopping constantly, thinking that it was the strategy. But now I know better, and I know it was me, not applying my rules, not adhering to my risk management, and just putting in orders. And luckily it was all on demo back then. But I'm sure I've used multiple profitable strategies if you go and backtest them. But although the strategies were profitable, I never was, in the long run at least. Sometimes I had a good streak, really locking in on my rules, my risk management, and I would run the account up, but just to mess it up a few weeks later and not applying everything that I should apply. And this was really frustrating for me and led me to try out just another strategy. But of course, after some time, the result was exactly the same. So the only thing that was really holding me back was me. And I would love it myself if I would see my reactions from back then. I didn't have someone telling me that it was me instead of the strategy, and this honestly would have saved me a lot of time. So that's why I'm here on YouTube, to make sure that your learning curve and your journey will be way quicker and more efficient than mine was. So that's why I'm going to make a full mental edge series here on YouTube on my channel. This is going to be a series for both beginner traders, but also for the more advanced traders. And every video that I will present will be on a different aspect of trading psychology. Some of the concepts are, for example, impatience, or building confidence in your own system, or preventing revenge trading. And there are many more topics to cover. I can guarantee you that if you put in the work and apply those concepts to your own trading, that your stats will improve a lot, as they also did for me. As long as you have a proven strategy, of course. And that is exactly the first subject of today, backtesting. So the only thing backtesting really is just going back in time and test your trading strategy on past market data. You're not going to trade live, you're not going to put in just some orders, you're simply going to ask yourself, would my strategy have worked in the past? And this will help you in two powerful ways, because number one, it will show you if your strategy actually has an edge, a real chance to be profitable over time. But number two, it also gives you a lot of confidence, because you've seen the results and your setups form over and over again. And when you backtest dozens or maybe even hundreds of trades, you will start to notice patterns inside your setups. You will start to trust your setups more. You will start to know what time of day your setup usually works the best, maybe even which day of the week it shows up most often. How big of a move can I expect from the trade? What would be reasonable? And the real advantage here is that you will stop caring so much about just one single trade. Because if a trade loses, there's no problem. Because if you know your system and you know it works over the long run, then there's no problem. So that's what we call a helicopter view. Instead of just zooming in on one single trade, you finally start to see the bigger picture. And this is something that changed everything for me. So that's why I built my own backtesting template. I used it to test years of market data and gained a lot of confidence by doing that. And I did it over and over again for a lot of years. So that's why I want to help you to do the same. So I made a free backtesting template you can download. I put a link down in the description below, and it will guide you to the whole backtesting process step by step. So let me show you my results, and I will show you how it works. So let me show you my simple and powerful backtesting template I made. On the top left, you got all the trading plan rules. These are the most important things you follow before taking any trade. Things like risk per trade will be in here, the time you are trading, for example, London or New York session. Maybe you wait for a break of structure and retest. Maybe you are more smart money related and look for order blocks and fair value gaps. Maybe you are some EMA trader who's looking for support and resistance, and it should be between the 20 and 50 EMA. I'm just mentioning something on the top of my head. Maybe you look for setups like bull flags, liquidity sweeps, whatever. Whatever is in your plan, you put them in the trading plan rules, and before taking or noting even any trade down here, you are going through all the rules, and only if all rules are met, then you can take the trade. After taking the trade, all the totals are automatically counted. So the total of trades you took in the entire year, which sessions you took the trades, so for example London or New York or maybe even Asia, how many wins, losses and break-evens you had, how many longs and shorts you took, and the total risk to reward you had in all your trades the entire year. So you can actually tell whether your strategy has an edge and is very profitable or not. Those are all very important indicators to keep track of when backtesting a strategy. So whenever you're done filling out your trading plan rules, you will start by filling out the year you are backtesting, and from then on everything is organized by month. Every time you take a trade, you will fill out a row. You can easily copy them and paste them so you have multiple trades a month. You will include the date, the day of week, which session you traded in, the time you entered, whether there was any high impact news, was it a win or a loss, a long or a short, and the total RR of trade. Maybe you are someone who takes multiple take profits along the way, or maybe you have a singular exit. You take the total RR here to see whether your strategy has an edge or not. And based on your trading plan, you can fill in the additional checks over here to also keep track of those. This could be, for example, your stop loss below a recent low would be sufficient, or when you start to see patterns in your results, you can add those as additional checks as well to improve upon your strategy. And lastly, you have the notes column where you can reflect on the trade. You can put anything in here that stands out to you, or some patterns that you start to see in your results. This template will help you to stick to your plan, track your progress, and learn faster from your wins and losses. And it's all becoming more consistent, more confident in your trading, because that's where it's all about. I promise you to show you my results, so let's have a look together. I have a total trades of 44 during the entire year. These trades followed a detailed plan which I described on the left with all the rules like I just mentioned. I had a total of 27 wins, which is over a 60% win rate, showing consistent execution. I had a limited amount of losses, which are only 9, and I had 8 break-evens. And when I was backtesting, some things stood out to me. So I added an extra rule for myself, which basically led to all those break-evens being wins. And if I count them then, it will be around 80% win rate. So those are all things you start to mention when you are backtesting your strategy, and you can keep on improving your stuff. I had a total of 48.8 RR, but with the extra rule I would have 62.8. So that's why you want to keep improving and look for those different things that stand out to you. So if we have a look at the sessions, they were pretty even. Also for the longs and shorts were pretty even. It was a bit leaning towards the bearish side of things. Those were some specifics from my strategy. And I also looked into whether the body or the wick of the candle would be sufficient from a certain candle to enter from, also between certain times. So these are my additional rules. And I also left a lot of notes in here to keep track of, and when I read them back I know why I made certain decisions or whatever. So those are pretty important to keep track of. You see, this isn't just random trading, this is results driven execution based on a proven system. It has over a 60% win rate, like I said. Maybe if I add the extra rule, it will be around 80% for this specific year. It will also depend on the year you're backtesting, of course, but overall it will be pretty the same. It was good, strong trade management, and the results show that the right rules and discipline will have a good edge for this system. So if you are using the system, it has a proven edge, and it will help you to be a profitable trader if you keep yourself to the rules, and that's the most important part of trading. So I've got one more tip for you. Just taking screenshots of every trade and make sure to include all the key time frames you use in your strategy. This will help you actually see the patterns and not just rely on the numbers in your backtesting sheet. So you'll start to notice things like, did the 4-hour zone really hold? Was the structure clean on the 15-minute? Was the entry on the 1-minute or maybe the 5-minute timed well or too early? Or was my stop a bit too tight? So there are a lot of things you can check by screenshotting all your trades. And where it gets really powerful is when you start noticing something interesting in your setups. Because then you can just go back through all your screenshots and check if the idea shows up often or maybe not at all. And that's how you take a guess and turn it into a real upgrade to your strategy. So your screenshots folder becomes more like your personal trading library, and the more you go through it, the sharper and more confident you will become about your strategy. So let me show you how I do it. On the bottom right here you can see the weekly time frame. Above it is the daily time frame. Both of those are used for the bias, at least for my strategy. The 4-hour is for trade ideas, and the 5-minute I use for the entry setups. So this is a 4-hour objective. It was hit, and after that I took my entry on the 5-minute right here on this line. This is the entry line. The red area right here is my risk area. It's for me it's always 1% risk per trade. And the green part is the profit area, and here is my final take profit. I also indicated the stop to break even line, which is when I have to trail my stop from loss to break even. And that's why my trade after it hit this line was in profit. So I couldn't get any losses from this trade, otherwise I would have been stopped out at -1%. So that's a good thing. But this is really important because you can trail this line up and down to see what would have worked best for all your trades during an entire year, and this is how you can fine-tune your strategy. So I have some other trades. This one was a short as well from this area. This was the 4-hour objective, which was met. After that I took the trade, and here I took my profits. So yeah, I took screenshots of a lot of trades, and this is where you really get to know your strategy. This trade is almost exactly identical as this one, going short right here. And that's why a strategy is so important. You start to see the patterns over and over again, and you get really confident in your strategy doing this way. This is another one. This was a loss. It almost got halfway to target, but then it completely reversed on me. So yeah, those things happen and also should be part of your trading journey. And yeah, this was a long, which was another win. And yeah, so you do this over and over again, and that's how you use backtesting to really level up your edge. So that wraps up today's video, but this will only be the beginning of the entire Mental Edge series. If you're serious about getting the mental edge in trading and not just trying a lot of strategies, but actually mastering the mindset that makes the strategies work, then you're in the right place. So I've linked a free backtesting template in the description down below. You can start using it and start building confidence in your system today. And it will be the first real step to become the trader that you want to be. In upcoming videos, I will also be talking a lot more about trading mindset and also about discipline. So make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see you in the next one.